I'm a second year at UGA, and I joined Toastmasters last semester. And when I first joined, I was kind of nerve-wracking because it's a public speaking club. But I've come to really enjoy the club, and I look forward to coming to these meetings. It's not like, oh, I have to go to Toastmasters. It's not an obligation. I really do look forward to it. And so I want to help be a part of this club, help it grow, help it improve, and see it in the future. And so that's why I'm running for secretary as my primary position today. And now, as a secretary, Jin's our secretary this year, and I'm in the subcommittee under him. And so I've been helping him out with some of the responsibilities. And so he's been away for the past month and a half, so I've been posting the Facebook events, letting everybody know when the meeting is, where it's at. And I've also been uploading the videos of our meetings to our YouTube channel, which is growing in subscribers. We are at 25. Woo! Woo! So I'm familiar with the roles. I have some experience with them. And going forward, I actually have an idea that could help out the club. I don't know how many of you know, but we actually have a club website. And I'd never heard of it until Tyler told me about it. I'm like, huh. And so I thought it would be a cool idea to make it more relevant. We could update it. You know, I know Ella does picture of the day. We could post those and some other interesting snapshots of what we do here, who we are. That way, if there's somebody who's potentially interested in joining Toastmasters, but they don't know what it is, and maybe that's a long commitment for them on a Monday afternoon, they can go on our website, and we'll have all the information listed there. They can get a sense of who we are, what we do, and of course, we can have links to all the social media, our Facebook account, our Twitter, or not our Twitter, our Instagram, our YouTube, everything there. So I think that's something really cool that we could add to the club to help improve it. And so transitioning to the second speech. This is for PR. So like I was saying with my idea for the website, this could also be a really good PR move because, I mean, it's helping spread the word. So if you're talking with someone and you're explaining Toastmasters, maybe they have to go to class or you have to go somewhere, instead of telling them just to come to the meeting without much information, you can say, hey, go to this website, it has all the information you need, so that's really cool. And again, when I first started off, when I joined the club, I was really nervous of speaking in front of people like I am to you guys. I liked one-on-one conversations more, maybe small groups, but this has really helped me develop my skills and be more comfortable in these situations. So I think I'm well equipped to go in front of these large 300-person mass classes and just talk about Toastmasters for a minute and then hopefully pull more people in, just like get their foot in the door. They'll get a taste of the first meeting, and most people like it. So yeah, thank you.
All right, thank you for coming. And we hit it right before your 5:45 deadline. 5 minutes, so good job. All right, so we'll keep in mind, we'll keep track of who runs for certain positions by putting the name on the board so that you guys can remember who ran for what. So for PR, we have, I'm going to put first name, because it'll just be easy. And then I'll put a star next to their name if it's their preferred position. So for secretary as well. Sorry. Here we go. All right. And also, there's been a concern about strategic voting I'd like to address. If you're voting, just vote for who you think is the best candidate. Don't think Onur is going to be like, oh, he's going to clearly get secretary, so I'm not going to vote for him for PR. If you believe he's going to be best candidate for either, just put Onur as vote. So no strategic planning. Yes?
So there's 2 PR positions available. Do we vote for 2 people?
Yes. Good call. All right. And now we'll move on to the other positions. First, we'll start with mentorship. I have some notes because I have a lot of stuff to say throughout the entire thing. All right, so let's start with mentorship. Currently, it is Austin Leach, and this individual is in charge of membership or mentorship at the club. This mentor head will be in charge of recruiting members to teach new guests, new members in how to present their first speech, how to do certain roles, and also just being assimilated with the club. And also, this individual will train other officers and other members how to be a mentor. There's like a step-by-step process. So if you're interested in becoming a mentor head, who would like to be in this position? All right, Zach.
But it's uncontested.
We don't know. Someone might pop up.
All right. So, all of you have experienced my evaluations. I know detailed things about what's your strengths and what's your weaknesses, and that's a huge part of the mentor head position, because it's really just like a huge algorithm. Who is best at what certain skill, and who is best to match them with. So, let's say Bonade is just horrible at eye contact. It's great to pair them up with a mentor as you look away from me. It's great to pair them with a person that's excellent at eye contact, like Jessica. And for them to actually talk it out, like what is the actual techniques on how to improve on that specific skill. Stop. So, it's basically who is best benefited by who. And in the end, every one of us should have the expectation of being a mentor, because it is required on the CL. But it's really a great idea because there's a lot of new people that just want some tips, some guidance on how to do public speaking in an effective manner and not just throw themselves into it without any direction. So being able to not only understand but actually group them up is a quality that I know I've had. I've definitely displayed it because, a year ago I was mentor head. A year ago I was mentor head. So I've also had experience in this field. Other than that, that's basically it.
Thank you. All right. And Zach, is that your preferred position, or?
Yeah.
Okay. Would anyone else like to run for mentor head? Going once.
Is Austin running again? He said it would be late.
Okay, then I guess we'll wait. And then, if no one else is going to run for mentor head, then we'll move on to the next position, which is treasurer. So, treasurer. Our current treasurer is Jessica Parks. The treasurer predominantly is in charge of fundraising at the club, so talking to local businesses, other student organizations to get donations, sponsorships, and also to create special events, and also to help just create general fundraising events such as the membership drive, which is to create certain funds that we can use for more food, more special events. So, would anyone like to run for treasurer? All right.
Hello, everybody. My name is Jas, if you guys don't know. But I've been here for a while, so you probably do. Treasurer. I don't really have any experience officially being a treasurer of an organization, but I like the things we do here at Toastmasters. But with these things that we do, we need money, like everything, money. So I feel that just being able to reach out, I'm really good at reaching out to other organizations on campus. I've had experience with that, namely in the University Union, just being able to communicate with different organizations, clubs, in order to create events to showcase on campus. So that part is new to me, just really, I guess, the title and the position of treasurer. Also, who likes food? We all like food. And so, I guess being in this position would be a great opportunity for us to expand our horizons. I know we love Mexican food, but I mean, what about Mediterranean? You know, there's taqueria up the street. So I feel like it would just be a good way for us as an organization to make connections on and off campus, and it would be a great opportunity for us to get a taste of Athens in general, and cause and create these events that we can actually produce with money through donations. So, vote for me as your treasurer.
Alright.
Okay.
So, write your name down. Is this your preferred position?
It's secondary.
Secondary, gotcha. Then,
I have a question.
yes.
You know, if we get to the end and feel like we want to add a position, can we go back and add one?
Well, you guys didn't run for a second one?
Yeah, run for a second one.
I would say Serena's the one counting, so would it throw off the flow too much?
Wait, what do you mean?
Because
Like-
after every
Yeah.
after every round, you're counting up the amount for like treasurer for like votes. Say if like Nasir wants to go back and do treasurer later after like round 7, you could throw it off.
It should be fine, so we don't have like some feedback.
Oh wait, no wait, 'cause
It
then voting
shouldn't, wait, yeah, it shouldn't matter, because once you have people voting, no one else should be able to run. So Nasir could run at the end if he wants, as long as we haven't started voting for a position.
Alright, I guess.
Because then it wouldn't throw Sarena off, because she'll have to, like,
Oh yeah, I guess we can just do voting at the very end. That'd be easiest. Okay, so yeah, you can go back.
Okay.
Although we have to wait at the end. For
Yeah, we
all
have to wait at the end for a long time.
this is like walking hours for elections, basically, but yes.
Alright.
Or we can just like announce at the next meeting.
Nah, we'll not. Alright, so anyone else want to do treasurer?
Dissertation?
Alright. So now I guess we'll move on to Sergeant at Arms. Our current Sergeant at Arms is technically Ikra Anjum, but right now it's being run by Sarena Tseng since she was in the Sergeant at Arms committee. Right now the Sergeant at Arms is in charge of coming into the meeting early to set up the meeting, or set up the room to be meeting ready, and also stays after the meeting to make sure everything's cleaned up, have all the materials on hand, because the SA also is in charge of all the materials. From the ribbons, to the gavel, the holy gavel, to all of the ballots that you see. So it's a lot of important stuff. And also, the SA is in charge of making sure everyone's greeted when they come in, and also to count up all the ballots and to pass back feedback during the meeting. So it's a lot of work during the meeting. It's like an unsung hero. So would anyone like to be the Sergeant at Arms for this upcoming 2018-2019 year? All right, Sarena.
Alright, hey everyone, my name is Sarena Tseng. T is silent, even though there's a T in my last name. Just a little bit about me, I'm a first year psychology and sociology student. So I'd like to start by saying what Tyler already basically told you. I'm in the Sergeant at Arms committee, and Ikra had to step out, and she wanted me to step in as the active Sergeant at Arms. So ever since I've been doing that, it's been really fun actually, and I enjoy sneakily running up the aisles, grabbing all ballots. It's been fun, and it's fun organizing everything. I have to say I do enjoy the role, so that's why I'm running for it next year. And yeah, basically. All right, it'd be great if you guys gave me the opportunity to become your Sergeant at Arms the next semester. And I'm a very organized person. I'm responsible, as you guys have seen my performance in this past semester, and I show up to meetings early. I set up the ballots, and I stay afterwards and clean up, grab all the extra ballots, recycle some of the extra papers, and thank you. It'd be great if you guys could give me this opportunity to grow in the club. One issue I would like to address if I were an officer next year is the publicity of the club in itself, because I know a lot of people have heard of Toastmasters, but they don't really know what it does. So if you think of a Toastmaster, if you try to guess what a Toastmaster is, you're like, do you raise glasses? You really have no idea what a Toastmasters as a club does from the name. So I think that bringing more a description to the name and going out there on social media, maybe even posting to the freshman page to tell them exactly what Toastmasters is, to bring in more freshmen and to bring in people of different diverse backgrounds would be great. So, thank you.
And is this your preferred position?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Now, would anyone else like to run for Sergeant at Arms? All right, I guess not. We'll move on to the next category, Secretary. So Secretary is basically in charge of social media at the club. Every YouTube video you see is run by the Secretary. It's run by the Secretary because the Secretary takes the SD card from the GoPro, goes home with it, uploads it, or cuts the video, uploads it, and then you see it on YouTube. Also, the Secretary is in charge of Facebook, so every event you see posted on Facebook is because of the Secretary. And also, we used to have a Snapchat, and we still technically do have a Snapchat, but Snapchat is kind of meh. So we moved to Instagram, and now, even though all the officers right now are managing the Instagram, we're going to make it a priority for the Secretary for next year. So, who would like to be Secretary for next year? Tyler.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to run for this as the secondary one. All right, so Secretary. Why do I run for Secretary? Well, first, the GoPro is actually mine. So the handoff of the mini SD card to the Secretary every week is kind of a struggle, because sometimes what if the Secretary forgets to bring back the SD card, then we can't really record. And also, it's just a lot easier for me to just have everything at once, so there's less handoffs. And also, for social media, I'm usually already on Facebook already, and I post on the Facebook group a lot, and it'd just be a lot easier for me to just do events and post at the same time. Also, for Instagram, I'm also usually on Instagram too. I'm also the most clout-worthy man on Instagram. He lives on Instagram, and so he can teach me how to get more followers. Get more likes. So also, one other thing is that I was a part of the main group that helped create the Toastmasters website, and because we never finished it, and I'm currently learning how to finish the code to make the website, I want to be a secretary for that to be my main project, to finish the website so we have a central hub where you can see our Facebook, see our YouTube channel, get our Instagram and Snapchat info all in one place, and so that we can personalize it as well. That is why I want to run for secretary. Thank you. All right. Would anyone else like to run for secretary? Guess not. All right, now we'll move on to VP. This is kind of a lot faster. Okay, so now we'll move on to VP of PR. VP of PR is in charge of making sure we get new members in and also just spread the Toastmasters word. The more people that say, oh, I've heard about your club, that means that the VP of PR is doing his or her job. So what does the VP of PR specifically do? At the very beginning of each semester, there's a lot of work. You have to go to a lot of lecture halls to speak to different classrooms to just spread the word and hopefully get some people in. They'll also be the ones who create the flyers and also post the flyers around not only MLC, TAPE, but also around every single dorm, all the other buildings such as engineering, Terry College of Business, animal science, all of them. And then also they're in charge of keeping track of the lecture hall sign-up documents. So if, say, Enrique and I want to go speak to a certain classroom, we can sign up on that Google Sheet, and then Zach will give us the confirmation to go and speak, and then he'll teach us how to do it as well. So, who would like to be one of the next two VP of PRs? All right, since she's already gone once, I'll let Nasir go first. All right.
Well, hello, hola. My name is Nasir Wise. I'm running for Vice President of Public Relations. Now, yeah, so being in this club for 2 years, I've noticed a lot of people coming in the door and staying in this club and becoming members. I've noticed a lot of people leaving the club. Now, with this information and some tips I can use from the past VP of PR, I can up the retention rate of these members in the club. So I've noticed to up the retention rate, we can't only go to lecture halls and talk to them, because when we talk to them, it goes in one ear and out the other. We have to go into lecture halls and we got to give a toast about Toastmasters. So, and I can do that because that's my job. And then when I'm done going to lecture halls, I can invigorate the students. We get their blood pumping with Toastmasters. So then when I'm done, everybody will be saying, Toastmasters. Toastmasters. And then on top of this, I have many ideas for the socials that we have, like this past Saturday, the game night. Other ideas are Toastmasters Week, TEDx, Toastmasters Field Trip, or small groups where we go and we use the skills that we learned in Toastmasters and we bring it to the real life. For example, you would do table topics and say, oh, what's my favorite animal? And then you go to real life, what's my favorite animal with somebody? And you explain, oh, my favorite, if I was an animal, I would be a velociraptor, so on and so on. So, in conclusion, with these things, if I was VP of PR, I can up the retention rate, give Toastmasters the recognition that we need, and develop more socials for the club. So, with your vote, I can make this dream a reality. So vote Nasir for VP of Public Relations.
Tyler, is this your preferred?
Yeah.
What's up, Tyler?
Do you want to explain the difference between the two roles? Because there is going to be a different role for each person, correct?
For PR, yeah. We'll go into more specifics later. But for now, we're just going to be very much back and forth. So like say if one person is kind of busy one week, then the other person will step up and do more of the work. Because PR is one of those jobs they have to do a lot of throughout the entire semester. There's a lot of just going to different classes. So having two helps lighten the load.
I can also explain it during training.
Yeah. So after each new, officer is elected, they'll have a one-on-one session with the current officer to learn about how to do their position best, and also like hand off certain documents that they might be holding on to, so that they'll have it for next year. All right. Oh yeah, start. Now anyone? Oh yeah, Jas. All right, so Jas. Oh.
Hey everyone, I'm here again. So, VP of PR. This isn't new to me. I've had experience doing PR, organizations, and clubs on campus. Forming a brand is what I'm really interested in. I already make posters for university unions events, so except the last one. If they're trash, I have not made them. But anyway, just getting the name out for Toastmasters is important to me because I feel as if this is a great club. And so it kind of irks me that people can just walk in, maybe grab a slice of pizza, walk out. Because we're great. I feel as if more people should know about Toastmasters because it's a really great stepping stone in the professional world, even just communicating with your peers in the academic setting. So I feel as if I would be really interested in making sure that the campus would know more about our club and our organization, what we're about in order to get people here. Like Nasir said, that retention, that brand recognition. I don't want people to say I didn't go to a club meeting because they didn't know about it, but rather, they had other things to do. I never want the issue that they weren't here because they don't know what Toastmasters is. And so I feel as if through my experience in past organizations and clubs, promoting, branding, making posters, getting the word out, I would be a great asset. I'm not afraid of talking to people, obviously. So, yeah, vote for me, and everyone will know about Toastmasters.
And this is your preferred position, right?
Yes.
Gotcha. Almost forgot. All right. If anyone else like to run for VP of PR? Seems to be a popular one. Enrique. Oh my gosh. This really is the popular one.
So for those of you who don't know, my name is Enrique Borjas, and I've been a member of this club for about 2 years now. I remember one of the first times when Tyler spoke to me, it was about Toastmasters. We met at one of our freshman classes. And I remember I went to one of the first meetings when they were still at Tate on the 4th floor. So this was about 2 years ago, so it's been a while. I've been here for a really long time. And thankfully, I've been able to go pretty consistently for like for those 2 years. So I have a lot of experience with this club. I have a lot of love for this club, honestly. I really do. Because what it's done for me is it's brought me confidence. It's brought me the ability to speak to people who I have no idea